We've got the baby JCM800 on the bench today. This is a Marshall Studio series that belongs to my friend Troy Nababan. He has done the Headfirst Amps number 34 mod to it, so inspired by the SIR number 34 modification, or the slash mod, if you want to call it that. Les Paul custom with burst buckers straight into the amp, everything at 7 into the St. Rock React IR2 with my free cab IR. It sounds like a proper Marshall, doesn't it? It is really, really bright with the classic everything on 7 settings, as I would expect. So taking the treble and presence down to around 2 on there, running the preamp and the master around 7, I think works pretty good. I've also got the bass and the mids. Well, the bass is at 8 and the mids are at 7 at the moment on there. So we'll have a listen to that and then I'll boost it with a tube screamer and an SD1. But what I find with the master is, obviously on an amp like this, you kind of need to get it past, say, 2 or 3 to really wake it up. So I'll give you an example with the master at 2. I'll compensate by turning up the load box level, and then we'll run the master at 6, and you just have a listen to how it just beefs everything up and does the thing. basically the one sound you want out of an amp that says JCM 800 on it, right? Let's hear it with the Chilia Renegade now. This has the Wildfire bridge pickup in it, so think of it like a slightly modded JB, then I'll kick on the SD1 again. More Corridors of Power vibe with that setup. So I've got to go over to the red Strat. This is a Fender Ultra Luxe Vintage with just a stock Haymaker in the bridge. Let's try the same. It definitely does the thing that I would expect it to do. If you want to find out how to do these mods, I will put a link in the video description to the headfirst amplification video that shows you how to do that and also talks about the specifics of the components that you need. The Headfirst Amps channel is just an amazing resource, and I'm so stoked to see Jason doing so well with the Headfirst Amps brand. I've got a bunch of Headfirst videos up here on the channel, and you know, Jason modified my old Marshall 2959, so that's one of my favorite amps ever. And being able to do this yourself, relatively easy if you're handy with a soldering iron like Troy definitely is. I think he did pretty good. I really, really like the sound of this lamp, and it sounds different enough to a bunch of the amps that myself and Troy have in our so-called toy library on here. So I think if you want the essence of a JCM 800 thing, and maybe you want to get into modding amps, or you just want to try out a few of these things yourself, hard to look past this little thing. It also looks cool as well, right? Like, it's got the correct Marshall thing going on, and I think that is definitely part of the mystique when it comes to these amps. All right, I'll play you out with some more of my B-grade Gary Moore imitation on this red Strat, and I'll see you all on the next one. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below, and if you've got one of these or if you've done any of the Headfirst mods that they've detailed on their channel to your amps, I'd love to hear from all of you. See you on the next one.